Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Nutmeg Sports for a Wednesday here on the HAN Network. Donald Eng is off currying, and Dave Stewart stands in for his usual Wednesday visit. It is National Signing Day, so I suppose happy National Signing Day, first of all.
Happy signing day to you, too.
Yes, indeed.
It's a good day to be here.
Where will you be signing?
For me, it's going to be, after this, go home and take a nap, I guess.
I think you probably earned that. Nationally, the #1 overall recruit is the defensive tackle Rashawn Gary. He has committed to Michigan, and in kind of looking around, I saw ESPN had their top 10 recruiting classes already up. They're saying Texas is the #10 school, with Florida at #9, Clemson 8, Georgia 7, Alabama only at #6, but they still win championships. Michigan 5, Ohio State 4, Ole Miss #3. Kind of surprising to see them that high. Florida State at #2, and LSU back at #1. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago Les Miles was out of a job, and now he still has a job, and he has the #1 recruiting class.
Shows you how quickly things can change. You know, that sounds like a lot of the usual suspects in there, too. But you're right about Alabama. It's the program.
Yeah, oh yeah, and they'll get the most out of those players. But locally, there are a bunch of players that have done very well, and some of which we knew for some time. There weren't too many surprises. Were there any surprises to you at this point?
Not really. I guess the recently, if you're talking recently, the most recent announcement was Lucas Niang going to TCU. He announced that last week, but most of the other ones were kind of decided. And of course, Scooter Harrington's decommitting from Boston College and going to Stanford. Which
that was a big deal.
He stays a Cardinal.
He does. He stays a Cardinal ultimately, but he loses the S at this point.
That's it. But you know, hey, if you get a chance to go to Stanford, that's your place. Can't argue with either one of those choices.
I believe we're actually supposed to see Scooter Harrington tomorrow at the Track and Field Championship, so hopefully we get a chance to talk to him over there.
That would be great. We did an interview with him during the football season, too, and he's just a great guy.
Yeah, he is. Good family.
Major talent, and going to a good place.
Yep. Brother was a good player as well, and I think Scooter's going to do very well for himself. I would not be surprised if he goes very far as a football player. He's got the size and the skill. I saw him in the All-American, the Army game that was played back around New Year's Day. Did very well for himself. So fingers crossed. Good guy. Hopefully he does well.
Big feather in his cap for that All-American game. That was awesome to see a Connecticut guy in there. Without
a doubt. Now, you went to New Canaan High School, checked out some of the things there, and I know we've got some video that we're going to run, but tell me about what you saw over at New Canaan.
Well, Michael Collins he was one of the guys who had made his verbal commitment a while ago to the University of Pennsylvania, going to be playing for the Quakers, and what can you say about the season? He had the numbers he put up: 54 touchdown passes, a Connecticut state record. Broke all sorts of records. We were there when he had 9 touchdown passes to tie the state record against Trumbull, and just an all-around good guy, a hard worker, 6'5", 210, big kid. Just really took over the New Canaan program, continued that tradition they have of great quarterbacks, which really started with Johnny Marinelli, Kurt Casale, guys like that, and went on through like Nick Cascione and Matt Milano, of course, can't forget about him. Michael Collins kind of continued that, and then of course there's the 6'6", 315-pound Lucas Niang, the offensive lineman who signed with TCU, and as Lou Marinelli was saying, when's the last time a Connecticut kid has been that heavily recruited by a Texas school? So he's going to be going down there, and it's going to be fun to watch what he can do because their schedule is loaded. They've got a great program.
It's funny, you brought up quarterbacks, and it got my mind going all the way back to the first time I saw New Canaan, which would have been 2000. And that night in the FCAC championship game, they actually used 2 quarterbacks. They switched quarterbacks mid-game, and the second one was the one who eventually won them the championship.
I think that was Mike Westfall, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Mike Westfall.
It was Westfall.
Solid job.
Westfall's had a great athletic family there, but they did. Those were fun games because the first year, I think it was '99, where
that was the 14-9 game.
Yeah, and Greenwich was a heavy favorite whole year, and New Canaan defensively did a number on them and held them to 9 points. And then the next year it was a little more evenly matched, and I think it was a 1-point game, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
was a
in that,
one-point
yeah.
game. Greenwich actually had a loss during the season and needed, as I recall, Staples to lose to McMahon to get to that championship game. And then, missed extra point and a missed field goal were the difference. 21-20, New Canaan won.
And those were then, but they had some
Fun
great
times.
games, and they met a few years later
they
too,
did.
with Greenwich winning, and that was a great game too.
Yes, 24-14, if I recall. I think that was 2002.
But that was a real close game right up until halftime. I think New Canaan got stopped at the goal line, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
My memory sometimes serves me well.
Well done. All right, so we do have some video from signing day down at New Canaan High School. Dave shot this. Now, you won't hear, from what I'm told, you won't hear a lot of Dave asking the question. So Dave and I will come back and kind of recap it after we're done. But he did talk with the two big signees down at New Canaan High School earlier today. Here it is on Nutmeg Sports.
University of Pennsylvania, and Lucas heading to TCU, big-time schools. Michael, tell me why your decision, why Pennsylvania stood out.
It was just felt like home to me ever since I went on campus. I love the coaches, love the players. Just really felt the most comfortable choice for me.
Lucas, how about TCU? I know it was the last minute. It was kind of later in the game, but you got
honestly, mostly the same as Michael. It's a place I could see myself going for the next 4 years, and I think it's going to do a good job of setting me up for the rest of my life as well. And I did enjoy my time there, and I had a good time with the coaches and the players.
Playing on an offense like this with Michael putting up the numbers he put up, what was it like being part of that offense?
It was fun. It was always a good time, running down the field when Collins would make a 90-yard throw.
Well, tell me about the offensive line. We talked about this a lot. How
Yeah,
these guys
you
work.
really can't say enough about him, especially Lucas here. Taking care of Ivanchik like he did, state record holder. He really just paved the way for our success the whole time, whole year, and very rarely he messed up. But when he did, it was just not even his fault. So really can't say enough about him, and I have to thank him for keeping me safe the whole year.
What's the feeling today? Is there a feeling of relief, happiness? What's it feel like?
I guess it's a feeling of excitement going on to the next stage of my life, and then sadness, moving away from New Canaan High School, Coach Marinelli, the great program we have here. So a little bit of both.
Yeah, Lucas.
I'd say it's a mix-up. I'm excited to go, to the next level, but I'm also very happy that the process is over. I get to relax a bit, but it is going to suck leaving all my teammates behind. We've been playing together for a long time.
Good guys there, and congratulations to both of them. And if they ever want to give us New Canaan ties, we'll wear them here on the air. But anyway, really good stuff. What did we see there?
Well, both of them are very happy where they're going. They both expressed a little bit of relief that the whole process, so to speak, is over, because that can be. I'm sure that's a stressful time, is figuring out what your future is, and it's a big decision. And you see it now with guys switching and decommitting, like Scooter Harrington did and Zach Allen did in the past. And it's a stressful situation. It's fun. They both said it was fun also, in that you're getting to look at all these new places and stuff. But the one thing that they said, and a lot of people have said to me over the years, is that when they get to the place that they're eventually going to choose, they as soon as they get on campus and they start walking around and talking to people, they just get a vibe or a feeling. I think vibe was the word that Lucas used, and about TCU, they just have a feeling. It feels like home, so to speak, and you're wanted. I think that helped Lucas make his decision too, in that TCU had their offensive line coach come up to watch a couple of state tournament games for New Canaan this year, and they really, really pursued him and showed him that they wanted him.
In a story I'm reading on the NC Advertiser, if I can get the name of the author, I'll let you know. It said, and this is a quote, let's see, it was the Collins one. Of all the schools I looked at, it was the one I felt the most at home with, Collins said, of Penn. My mom had given the advice that when I go to a school and I'm looking at it, don't look at it just for football. Picture yourself there as a student. The moment I stepped on campus, it just felt like home, unquote, Michael Collins. And again, good kid, and it's Dave Stewart's writing, of course.
He's great kid, great and hard worker too. I think a lot of people think that these guys just walk out on the field and they have the ability and they do it, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and they're playing high level football for a reason.
Well, congratulations to both of them and to everyone at New Canaan High School. A solid job there. And we have more video that we can show you and more pictures that we can show you as well of all these good people. We can head over, in fact, to Shelton High School, where I know Mike Suppe and Bill Bloxham were kind of making their way around this area today, and we can do some more of that as we continue along here on Nutmeg Sports. So we still have some stuff to do. And other National Signing Day thoughts before we get ready to take a break?
A lot of guys going good places this year. There's a long list.
We will run through the break. We will take a break, or we will run through the list and we will take a break. That's what I'm trying to say. We will do so right now as we continue on here on Nutmeg Sports. Come back with more video, more pictures, more information as we get you through a Wednesday edition here on the HAN Network.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's the new year. The to-do list is long and it's easy to feel pulled in many directions at once. Your professional, personal shoppers at Walter Stewart's are ready to check groceries off your list by shopping for you. Save extra time this year and spend it doing more important things. Great food and wine delivered to your home with the same-day service. Shop Stewart's online at stewartsmarket.com.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. If that's the case, keep one thing in mind. It's always summer at the dock shop. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. The dock shop is not your average bait and tackle store. They offer a wide array of products, including apparel, jewelry, home furnishings, and some flat-out cool stuff, all with a nautical theme, most made in the USA. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning.
Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network with Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. Happy to have you along on a Wednesday edition of the program. Keep in mind, busy finish to this week here on the HAN Network. Tomorrow we will be all about track and field over at the Floyd Little Athletic Center. The FCAC Track and Field Championships will take place there 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. We'll have it for you live here on the HAN Network. Then on Friday, we've got doubleheader basketball action down at Norwalk High School. Another officials versus cancer matchup as Brian McMahon visits Norwalk High School. So we will be there, Cato and I, on the call Friday night. I believe game 1 at 5:30 to be exact. And then to Saturday, 11 o'clock, our first go-round with cheerleading. The FCAC Cheerleading Championships will come to you live on the HAN Network. So busy finish to the week for sure, but we love what we do, and we love National Signing Day as well because it's exciting for the kids, and that's what it's about.
Definitely, definitely. You know, we talk about football all the time, and but it's not just about it. This is the big day for football. That's the focus. But we're talking about guys like Nick Bartles.
I'm glad you brought him up. I was going to do that.
Yeah, he's obviously a hell of a soccer player, and signing his national letter of intent today to go to play at Columbia, and so he's one of the premier FCAC players for a couple of years now, and going to continue.
Some Ivy League soccer, never a bad thing. So congratulations to Nick Bartles as well of Greenwich. And again, sure, we like seeing kids go off to the Notre Dames and Alabamas and, John Sullivan going to Notre Dame all those years ago. But let's remember there are academics still to be considered. You go to Columbia, you go to Stanford, these are great schools.
You know, the athletics is a lot of fun and all that, but we do tend to forget that sometimes. And a lot of these kids have a good grip on, they want to go to the right place for them on a number of levels, like you were talking about with Michael Collins. You know, he wanted to, that's actually one of the things Lou Marinelli told me about Michael, was that you want to go somewhere where if football is not in the picture anymore, if it doesn't work out for any reason, injury or just you don't cut it there, whatever, that you're still going to be comfortable, you're still going to be able to succeed academically, and you're going to be able to do something there, and that's the big thing, being comfortable where you're going and being in the appropriate place.
We've seen too many students and athletes who have gone to a place and it just didn't work for whatever reason, so you hope everyone has a great experience. That's all it's about.
It's not easy for an athlete to go there. There's a lot of demands on you with your sports team, and there's obviously a lot of demands academically, and sometimes those can clash in terms of laying out a time frame and putting a schedule together. So it's another learning experience, obviously, but you don't want to get in too far over your head. You want to go in a place where both are comfortable. The athletics can work for you and the academics can work for you in an ideal situation.
Let's switch gears and go over to Trumbull High School now, where Bill Bloxam went and visited Trumbull High. They had their signing day ceremony as well here on Nutmeg Sports.
Bill Bloxam here with the HAN Network, speaking with Justin Appleby and Corey Haslam from Trumbull High School, two Eagle football players. They're going on to play in college. Will be signing their national letters of intent. I'm going to start with Justin Appleby, all the way to my left here. And where are you headed?
Central Connecticut.
How did that come about? What were your thoughts in joining the Blue Devils?
I think it's great that I'm going to be able to play at like a higher level than I thought I would be able to. So it was just a lot of like trying to get the coaches to like you, really.
Do they send the video out to you? Do they contact you first?
Yeah, they'll pretty much contact you first and then show them your film. They like you, you get an official visit and go up there.
How about you, Corey? With I can see Cornell University. How did that come about?
Mostly just I've always been interested in like Ivy League schools, like great education, great football. Just started off early, like sophomore, junior year, like sending out tapes to them and everything, and then went to camp junior year. They liked me and everything. They saw senior, junior film, and I guess it just happened.
Obviously, Cornell University up there in Ithaca. We were talking earlier about the triangle of schools that are there. It's just it's a nice, actually a small area. Did that have a lot to do with your selecting?
Yeah, I liked the area and everything. The people there were great. Like it was small. There was a lot to do there, even though it was a small area. Like there was a bowling alley on campus. There's like a movie theater in like the college town. Like it was just a great little area.
Close enough for family and friends to follow your way up there?
Yeah, it's only a 4-hour drive. Like it's not like a plane trip down there or anything. Like it's like you could take a train there too. So it's still like.
Justin, how about you? Being close to home, or at least far enough away from home to enjoy yourself, but close enough?
Yeah.
Have anything to do with the choice?
Definitely. Yeah, I wanted to stay close enough where if I wanted to come home, I could. If I wanted to be away, so wasn't getting checked up on all the time.
Now, we spoke earlier before the season started, about how Trumbull High might be doing this season. A couple of captains for the team. I'll start with Corey here. How did you see the season go for you guys?
I thought we started off pretty well. Like we had some great games to start off with, two blowout wins we had, and then struggled a little bit with like the weather conditions in our game against Trinity, and then we started to build up. We had 2 more wins, and then we got to a point where we were 5-1 going up against or either 4-1, 5-1. We were going up against a big team, New Canaan. Like we obviously struggled there, and then we kind of like fell off towards the end of the season. But
good year. It's hard when you're too close right now.
It was definitely like I would say it was an overall good year with the kids we had. We only had like around 5 seniors starting,
okay,
and a lot of younger kids still like growing up, playing with like older kids and everything. And it was more of a building year. Like obviously this coming year, like they're going to be pretty good. They still have a lot of kids coming back, and
it's nice to be part of that.
Yeah.
Now you guys played side by side for a couple of years here. What's it like looking over, after a play and seeing I'll ask Justin, is seeing Corey next year or getting up from the pile and kind of eyeballing each other?
I think it's cool. I started playing football in 8th grade, and I know Corey played before that, and we've been hitting each other ever since. And I think it's cool how we kind of verbally committed pretty much the same day.
Offensive line, defensive line, has either school indicated which side of the ball they might want you on?
I'm going offensive line.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll be defensive line.
Yeah.
Would that have been your choice if you had to pick?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You like the idea of getting after somebody?
Yeah, I just like tackling and everything. Obviously blocking, hitting people is great, but just hitting those skinny people. It's nice.
The other thing with the new offenses, that are coming up here, both you guys have to have good feet. Obviously, you have the size and the stamina and all that stuff. But from the offensive side, it's not so much of delivering the blow anymore, it's protecting.
Yeah.
So you got to take a lot. Mm-hmm. So from the defensive side, it must be nice every once in a while when you can just switch around, and if the guy's the same guy on the other side, you say, okay, my turn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good day here at Trumbull High School for two of Coach Bob Maffei's captains. We want to thank Justin Appleby and Corey Haslam for joining us here on the.
So congratulations to Corey Haslam of Trumbull High School, who will attend Cornell, and Justin Appleby, the offensive line and the two-way lineman, in fact, who will play at Central Connecticut State. Good for both of them. And we can turn our attention over to Shelton High School. That's where Mike Suppe went earlier today. As you can see, they had their signing day and plenty of signings to go on. I saw Mike tweet at one point that they almost needed a bigger table, as you can see there. So pretty cool. Good for them.
They almost don't all fit there. That's something. They need a lot of chairs for that one. That's
exactly right. One of the big names for Mike that he talked to was that of Kevin Robinson, their outstanding receiver. Why don't we take a look at Mike and Kevin now on Nutmeg Sports.
All the hard work you put in.
I mean, it's definitely very exciting. It's something we all work together for, and this was a dream of ours, and it's finally here, and it's special.
What made you choose Austin Peay?
Ultimately, the coaching staff. I bought into what they believed in, and just felt right. It was a good fit.
Anything else you want to add about the experience?
It's something I'll never forget, and it's definitely a special day for us 7 guys. So.
Kevin Robinson, the fine receiver, 45 catches, 925 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Also ran for 4 more scores. Did a good job with a 43.8 punting average, 2 interceptions, so a busy guy and good for him. Now we can spin over to their head football coach, Jeff Roy. He talked with Mike Suppe.
Signing day just talk a little bit about this crop of guys.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a great group of kids. They've been playing with us for the last 4 years, and I'm excited for them. They're all going to great schools, and it's exciting for them and Shelton football. It's nice to see 7 or 8 of our kids sign contracts.
So again, certainly a busy day, and a lot of our guys going around and talking to people, so good stuff out of Shelton High School.
It's awesome stuff, and that's a great program. A lot of kids going different good places. It's kind of like what Canaan's had going on for a few years now, too, and sending people to college at different levels.
Yep, it's great to see, and congrats again to all. We got a few more to talk about as we come back from break, but we'll take a time out right now, come back, and start putting a wrap on this edition of Nutmeg Sports for a Wednesday right here on the HAN Network.
Want to learn how sponsored content can help your business? Let the HAN Network help. First of all, what is sponsored content? Well, it's a story, video, or other content compelling enough for folks to want to read it, view it, or interact with it, and it's sponsored by a business. We create this kind of content for clients all the time. We build an interesting story or video that carefully weaves your business's brand into the narrative. It might be a story about how the condominium law in New York State makes property taxes on condos much lower than in Connecticut. The sponsor is a condo developer in Westchester, New York. Or a video explaining the European roots of a cafe and yoga studio in Wilton. Or talking about the history of a brand, product, or store while showing its modern-day incarnation. Or even a poll that asks readers to answer a question that leads them to your brand. Let the HAN Network Content Studio build a story around your business.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
At the Darien Sports Shop, we have a team of buyers that are constantly combing the market for the latest styles and trends. You'll find it right here first. We are well known for the women's brands that we carry. We have a vast selection from Kinross Cashmere, Eileen Fisher, AG Jeans, Canada Goose, Barber, and so much more. Our buyers are always finding something special, trends and items you just won't find anywhere else. We also have a great supply of basics. A customer can walk in, find their favorite pants, tops, or a dress in their size and in 4 different colors. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Back for our final segment here on Nutmeg Sports with Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. Pleased you decided to join us for a Wednesday edition. It is National Signing Day, and we've got a few bits of things to do before we get on out of here for today, but we haven't forgotten about Darien High School's National Signing Day. And look, for as much fuss that got made about Michael Collins, and Collins was great and a great guy to cover, and really so many good things to say about him. And, you know, the Shelton quarterback was so good as well. But Timmy Graham gets lost in the shuffle.
He does, and it's a shame. It's a shame because you watch him in those the last 2 FCAC championship games / Turkey Bowls and MVP. We were just talking about him.
The only FCAC championship 2-time MVP.
You know, it's incredible for him to be the way he performed on a big stage when he needed to. He was the perfect guy for that system. He was the perfect guy for that team. Knew how to use all the people around him, you know, in various ways, and he just got it done. He's one of those guys. He kind of, you know, and amazingly, he kind of floated below the radar, and I think it was because he didn't put up the numbers that a Michael Collins did.
Or Jason Rose up at Southington.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly.
The numbers, Steve Buno compiled them. They are really outstanding. 24-1 career record as a starter, 5,700 yards passing for his career, 65 touchdown tosses, 2-time championship MVP, as we mentioned. He has set a ton of records, including the aforementioned touchdowns, yards, completions, 41 TDs in 2015, 5 interceptions.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just efficient. It's it didn't really take too many chances in terms of that, or didn't have to take too many chances. I should put it that way. Had some good receivers and knew how to use them. I mean, Colin Minikis and Hudson Hamill, guys like that. He really is just the guy you kind of wanted out there, picking apart defenses and just knowing what to do time after time after time.
And his dad, Peter Graham, went to Notre Dame, class of '91. But as for Timmy Graham himself, he will take his talents to the home of one Jake Zimmer, our very own Jake Zimmer, Bryant University, no longer Bryant College, Bryant University, right up the road in Smithfield, Rhode Island. So good for him.
Good to see him continuing on the football path.
Absolutely. I think it'll be really good to see, and again, just a quality young man there. And I'm sure there are names that we haven't mentioned that we should, and we've got this list going that I should take a quick look at. We mentioned Scooter Harrington, the great Greenwich receiver. Jackson Ward of Staples is going to go to Harvard, and nothing wrong with that. Kevin Robinson, we saw earlier, going to Austin Peay.
Yeah, New Canaan's Alex LaPolice already at Harvard, so it'll be it'll be great. He's got a former opponent as a teammate now.
Shelby Grant will go in Division III from Darien High School to Trinity. Richie Donovan is leaving Ridgefield to go to SUNY Cortland. That's State University of New York system. So just some of the names around Fairfield County who signed today, and I know there were a few more that I think you even sent over to me a few minutes. Let's see, who do you have? You have Zach Tuskowski is going to Mass Maritime, Peter Hoff going to Endicott, Sam and Alex Kirk off to Wesleyan. So just some of the names, Dave, and great to see.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the kicker for Staples too is going to Rochester. Paul Tricario, it was.
Yeah,
I believe.
Paul Tricario.
Yeah,
yep.
so he's gonna go keep playing, and Staples is another program that kind of pumps him out and gets him to good places. So it's just a lot of good guys going a lot of good places, good players. And there's a few that, that aren't going to be playing football who you wonder what they could have done there. And I think of Mark Ivanchik and Peter Swindell are two of the guys who stand out who are probably going to play. Well, Mark is going to play lacrosse, and not sure where Peter's going to end up going, but I'm sure he could kick at a college level.
Yeah, to a certain extent, it's a shame because of all the great things they did in football. But either way, they're going on, and good for them.
Great athletes,
yeah.
And it's obviously there's a level of lacrosse there too for them, and that's what they want to do.
It's important. Will I see you tomorrow for track and field?
I'll be there.
I have to lean on your vast knowledge.
It's a great. The Floyd Little Athletic Center is just a great facility. Very bright, just wide open. The balcony where for spectators is great. You get spectators down on the floor level too. It's as far as like the shot put and stuff that's kind of in the corner there, so it's not the greatest. The outdoor for the shot put is a little better, but the track itself, the pole vault, the high jump, the long jump, it's just a great facility to watch a track meet, and it should be interesting.
4:30 tomorrow afternoon, right here on the HAN Network. We will have all the coverage for you from so many different levels and angles, and it's going to be a little bit different for us, but a lot of interviews, and we'll do a lot with it. It's our first time, so we'll see how it goes.
There's a lot of good stories there too, because you have the standouts, the people like the Eric Vander Els and Gabriel Altop of Ridgefield, and of course Hannah DeBalzi of Staples, who basically she steps onto the track and does nothing but win. But you also have some people that step up, and names you might not know, or names you might know from other sports. And we were talking about
Scooter Harrington.
New Canaan's Claire Conley,
right,
has the longest, the best throw in the shot put so far this year for the girls, and of course she already has a state championship with the field hockey team. So
right.
To see if she can add an FCAC one.
So exciting stuff. That will be tomorrow at 4:30. Basketball on Friday, as we have a doubleheader at Norwalk High School. Brian McMahon and Norwalk girls game at 5:30. Boys game will start sometime around 7:30 or so. So we'll have all that for you on Friday night as well. And then Saturday, a whole different world. The FCAC cheerleading championship beginning at 11 o'clock. We'll have that for you as well. So looking forward to all that. Then back to girls hockey next Monday, pending snowstorms and Lions and Tigers and Bears.
We've got wrestling coming up too in a couple of weeks, so that'll be fun.
That's about a week away, right? A week from Saturday?
A week from Saturday, yeah. It's a 2-day event. We'll be there for the finals.
We'll be there for the finals at 4 on Saturday, the 13th. So we'll be there for that.
Got a little taste of that too last week with Danbury Ward when we did that.
We certainly did. So
some good wrestlers there.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun as well. And then all the basketball and hockey and the full smorgasbord is coming up. So get ready for it.
It's playoff time.
It is, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you, Rob. It's been fun.
It's always fun to have Dave around. We're back with you next Monday. But before we say goodbye, Dave, 5 seconds. Super Bowl winner is
Carolina.
I agree with you.
I think. Yeah, I think it's their year.
I do too. Would love to see Peyton go out on a high note. I have a hard time picking against Carolina. I think they're going to win and win big.
I think so too. I think that they've got a good thing going there. They've got a lot of energy. They're a fun team to watch. They really are, and they're a fun team to root for. I think you're right. The other storyline is Peyton, but glad to see him in there.
The end of an era. Anyway, enjoy that. Enjoy everything. We'll see you tomorrow for track and field, 4:30, right here on the HAN Network. My thanks to Eric Ginger and AJ Simonowski was going to get the show started, and then he went and ate lunch. So all good for Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. Enjoy your afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow for track and field. Coffee break at 11 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. So long.